Psalms chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands in asunder and cast away their cords from us. Call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rechaha Kadash. Double honors and salutations to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that taught us the truth at Ruel. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect and to the 1/3 men, women, and children of Israel, and to the Israelite foreigners who has the appearance of the heathens, but their lineage, their seed line from their fathers goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom. This is the brother Habashai Abadia, GMS Chicago. And want to title this video something along the lines of you other heathens are going to catch it too. All right. You other heathens are going to catch it too. Now, what I mean by the other heathens, man, is, we know the top heathen, all right, our nemesis, Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, that go without say. All right. But you other nations, man, you put your hands on the Lord's children too. All right. And I can speak for experience, man. And what really inspired this video is the other day I was riding through a Ishmaelite neighborhood, all right, so-called Arabs, just outside of Chicago, Bridgeview, and it was like a baby Dubai, man, right? And first and foremost, let me set this disclaimer: our people, so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, hey, they are diabolical, man, all right. But how did they get that way? They wasn't that way before civil rights. Okay, the illusion of inclusion caused them to be that way, for them to follow the ways of Esau Edom. All right, and now they paint us as the bad guy for everything, right? So this is why the other nations look at you all like this, and we tell our people, hey, you're going to be destroyed if you keep carrying on being a nigger. And all the tribes are niggas, man. All right, dark. Okay, so I just had to get that out the way. But anyway, back to driving through Little Dubai, I'm noticing there ain't that many slot machine places to play slots. All right, a lot of jewelry stores, a lot of boutiques, places, things to eat of their nation, which it looks nice, right? But you all ain't getting away, man, because y'all made y'all money off the backs of Israelites too. With all them blunts and stuff in the liquor store. Granted, yeah, we go in there and we buy it. All right. But hey, Esau Edom, they took away the jobs and stuck those things in our face, man. All right. So hey, he's definitely going to pay. And I noticed that change in the 90s, the early 90s. All right, I'm a 70s baby, born in the 70s and raised in the 80s. And I remember in Chicago, south side of Chicago, where majority of black people owned everything, man. And then the early 90s, in my high school years, I noticed the change where all these people that don't look like me own the gas station now, the cleaners, your grandma and your auntie used to do nails and feet pedicures and all that. So this was a crafty counsel against our people, man. All right. Hey, you got to go to them. The gas station have food in there. There are food deserts. Those food deserts in the hood, those are planned. That's not by coincidence, right? And what happened is Esau Edom, self-proclaimed white man, used those civil rights laws to bring in all the other nations, man, into our neighborhood, man. Okay? And it was really to conquer the Israelites, man. And what happens with that when we mingle ourselves among them? You start taking on the ways of those heathens. This is why people are furthermore destroyed. Okay? And matter of fact, let's just go ahead and get into it, man, because you heathens are going to pay also for what you did to the Lord's people, man. All right? By linking up with the oppressor Edom, man. Hey, and another thing, these heathens, they're tired of Esau shit too, man. This is why World War III is going to happen. All right. It's just that Esau Edom, he's in the ruler seat and he have to deal with them. So this is why you have the so-called Chinese man following you around in his store. The Arab man following you around. Okay. Hurry up and buy. All that madness, man. So let's jump into these scriptures. Salakia for rambling. And I'm going to go to Psalms, keep it in Psalms 83. Because we have enemies, man. Psalms 83. Look at these demons doing this shit. And 1, it says, a song of Psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. All these nations are proud amongst us, man. All right. Hey, when I even go, I've been in these liquor stores time and time again. You got all kind of blunt products, liquor, catering to you. Okay, things that ain't good for your body, right? It says they have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Who's the Lord's people? The Israelites, so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, and the speckled bird that look like heathens, right? Because, hey, it's all about through your father's seed line, like I say in the intro, Numbers 1 and 18. All right? It's no mixed people or anything of that. It says, and consulted against thy hidden ones, the lost sheep of Israel. Which lets you know that those Israelis are not Israelites, man. Because they said they always known who they were, right? It says, they have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And when I first came to the truth, I was so on fire with the truth. Lord willing, I'm still on fire. But I will go into those Arabic liquor stores and say, y'all know who the true Israelites are, right? It's the black people, right? I always ask the older ones, and they will have a look on their face of guilt, like, and I knew, like, damn, we the people. They even know. We're the only ones that don't know we're the Lord's people, man. Okay? It says, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Okay? So when they go to their G7 summit meetings and the meetings in Davos, you Israelites are not there, man. Okay? You're outside the realm of that. And they think that they're better than us. They're making nuclear weapons and all that. And the Lord is doing that so that Joel and 3:1 could come into play, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, man. For what you did to the Israelites. It tells you that in Joel 3:1 through 3. Okay? All of y'all put y'all hands on the Israelites, man, in different captivities. But guess what? This is the last captivity, man. And then the Israelites will be ruling the government of Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? It reads here, the tabernacles of Edom. We know who that is, the self-proclaimed white man. The Ishmaelites, they know they're Ishmael, man. Okay? Abraham's first son. Those are the so-called Arabs. Arabs just mean mixture. Of Moab. All right? So-called Chinamen. And the Hagarenes. Okay? If I'm not mistaken, those are Hamites, if I'm not mistaken. Gabal, and Ammon. All right? Ammon is the so-called Japanese. And Amalek. That's Esau twice. Amalek is the top tribe of Esau, Edom. The Philistines. All right? Which are the Hamites. Okay? From Goliath. The Philistines, the tall Philistines. All right? Hamites, so-called Africans. Okay? With the inhabitants of Tyre. It says, Ashur is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. All right. So all these nations, man, when you go back and thinking about the Ishmaelites, they got all the liquor stores and everything. All right. East Indians, which is Elam. Okay. They what they have, the gas stations. They have all the hotels, the little rundown hotels or motels in your neighborhood. All right. The so-called Africans, which are the Hamites, they braid the hair and everything. All right. You got Moab, so-called Chinese. They do pedicures. They sell the hair, the poisonous hair. Okay. Everybody got something except us. And this is what our people, look and hate themselves to say, hey, we don't do we don't have what they have. Well, they don't understand that they're under the curses, man. Okay. So now let's grab the book of Lamentations, because these nations love to see us in this position, man. But only the elect is going to understand the prophecies, and how we know that those people because there's 17 other nations, right? And all of them come from Shem, Ham, and Japheth, right? Noah's 3 sons. That's where all the nations now after the flood come from. Okay. And the 18 nations derive from that. 18 nations derive from that. Okay. Including Israelites. Okay. And damn, what was the point I was finna make? Salakia. They love to see us at this where we are right now. And it's okay. Lamentations 2:15. It says all that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? When you see our people now, we are so desolate. I'm around the hood every day, man, seeing our people, and it is way more terrible than the 90s, man. All right, Jake is just desolate out here. They look like zombies, man. Okay, this got to be the end, man. How much worse can the people get? And I can see why the other nations look at us that way, right? This is why we are telling our people to repent and be converted, man. All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They have hissed and gnashed the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we looked for. We have found, we have seen it. Okay, so they are happy that we are downtrodden like this, man. But they don't know that that's really to their destruction, man, for laughing at the Lord's people. Okay, and we are above all the nations of the earth. Let's grab some of those real quick. Let's grab the book of Second Esdras, which is in the Apocrypha, which the Apocrypha is part of the Holy Scriptures. Without the Apocrypha, the Bible is incomplete. That's 400 years of the Greek captivity that we went into. Second Esdras 6:54. And after these, Adam also, who thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. Okay, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord Yahweh, because thou madest the world for our sake. Okay, we were created to rule the world, but the prophecies of the Lord, the story of the Lord had to play out. All right, and now we're at the end of Esau Edom empire. Okay, what in this chapter it tells you Esau is the end of the world in verse 7-9. And it says, watch this. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be unto spittle, and have likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Okay, it says, and now, O Lord Yahweh, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. And it's funny, I can tell through my kids, man, when we see heathens, man, they kind of laugh and chuckle at them, man, because they look funny, man. All right. I didn't tell my kids that these are funny. They just know that. They laugh at the Chinese people. They laugh at all the heathens, man. All right. They funny looking to them, man. Smell funny. All right. Don't get it twisted. Don't mean that Jake don't take care of themselves either. But naturally, man, you can see they ain't got it, man. They don't have any salt that the Israelites have. Okay. Let's grab real quick the book of Isaiah. And the Lord don't change, man, at all. Isaiah 40:15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. That's very small. Behold, he take up the isles as a very little thing. And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beasts thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity. All right. What I was gonna say earlier, how we know that these heathens are who they are because of the gods that they worship. See, over here at GMS, man, our apostles and elders through the Holy Spirit taught us how to study, man. All right. And you see through prophecy what these and through history, man, what these other nations, what they worship. So you can link them up and say, oh, yeah, that's that God, that have to be them because that's the same God that they worship. All right. We do a diligent search over here, man. And the Holy Spirit revealed these things to us. That's why this is only for the elect. You're the people that's going to scoff. Hey, whatever, man. You ain't got to believe it, but it ain't for you. This is Deuteronomy 32:8. When the Most High divided the nations, their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's Yahweh portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. And that inheritance is the second covenant, the new covenant, that our law, statutes, and commandments will be in our inward parts, which means immortality because you can't sin. All right. Ruling the kingdom of the of earth forever and ever, man. The whole galaxy, everything. All right. Deuteronomy 7:6. It says, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord Yahweh thy power. The Lord Yahweh thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Got to read it slow for you so you can digest it. All right. Now, the Lord have put these people over us, man, for disobedience. Okay. And only the elect get and understand that. 2/3 of our people, what kind of God would do that to his people? Well, we know one that like our Father, man. You don't do what Dad says, you're going to be under punishment. Now we're almost out of punishment, man. These curses. All right. So from Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 14 on down, or 15 on down, is the curses. Verses 1 through 14 is the blessing. All right. And that's going to come back around to us. All right. After everything, after Jacob's trouble, mandatory implementation of the MOTB, and then World War III, the nukes come and bombard Babylon the Great, America. Deuteronomy 28:43, the stranger that is within thee shall get up there. Let me read this again. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Like I've been saying, they above us, right? It's all prophecy. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. We don't lend to other nations, okay? We're at the bottom, letting you know that we're the real, true people, man. Because, hey, we're the tail. They're the head. He shall be the head, and this is mostly going into Amalek, top tribe of Edom, so-called white man, self-proclaimed white man. And thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed. Because thou hearken not unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded. Now we're in the grace period. Now we do it to the best of our ability. All right, we fall. But hey, it's through faith, man, that's going to save you, not the law. But the law is a guide to keep us from death. We try to the best of our ability. It says, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, which is a long time. We don't need DNA tests to know that we're Israelites. We can tell through the prophecies. It says, why? Because thou serve not the Lord Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, because for the abundance of all things. Hey, and 2/3 of our people, they're heathens too. They gonna catch it too on this side. Then they'll be born again through the loins of the elect. All right, born again. You're gonna be born again either on this side or the next side. All right, and then they'll be good, but they're gonna be shamefaced. Verse 48, it says, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. With the Lord Yahweh shall sin against thee. Okay, in hunger and in thirst. You got to go. Hey, they got the grocery store in these bodegas and all these liquor stores and stuff now, man. Old meat and whatnot. It says, and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And boy, oh boy, are we destroyed, man. All right. So with that, we're gonna run over to Zechariah, because after the smoke is cleared, World War III, the kingdom of heaven on earth, all right, it's gonna come down, and these heathens, man, they're gonna be in subjugation, man. Let's grab Zechariah 14, and I'm gonna start at 12. It said, and this plague, Slaki, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. It tells you that in Joel 3 also, verses 1 through 3. It says, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. I wonder what's going to do that. All right, ICBMs. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord Yahweh shall be among them, and they shall lay hold everyone on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. And Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together, gold and silver and apparel and in great abundance. All that shit y'all got from us is coming back to us, man. Right? And so shall be the plague of the horse, of the mule, of the camel, of the ass, and of all the beasts that shall be in these tents as this plague. And it shall come to pass that every one that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall go up from year to year to worship the King of the Lord Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahushua of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles, just like we got to keep all these pagan holidays, yeah? All right? And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth into Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahushua of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. This shall be the punishment of Egypt and the punishment of all nations that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. All right. And just a quick definition of heathens. It says, does heathen mean non-Israelite? Yes. In biblical context, heathen frequently refers to non-Israelite peoples. All right. Or individuals who did not worship the power of Israel and practice idolatry. And that's 2/3 of our people, man. All right. Romans 9:6 says all Israel isn't Israel. All right. So now let's go to the book of Micah. So you people are in a world of fucking trouble for putting your hands on the Lord's people, man. Micah 4:11. Japhet too. It didn't name Japhet, but Japhet, you ain't say nothing about it. So-called Hawaiians and Polynesians. Micah 4:11. Now also many nations are gathered against thee, that say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion. But they know not the thoughts of the Lord Yahweh, neither understand they his counsel. For he shall gather them as the sheaves to the floor. And it is you beat them to the floor. All right. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion. All right. That's the nation. That's the Israelites. For I will make his, and that don't mean daughter or female. Daughter, when there's no S, that means the nation, total nation. When it's S, daughters, that's the women of Zion. It says, I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thy hooves brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people. That's how you know salvation ain't for everybody. And I will consecrate their gain unto the Lord Yahweh, and their substance unto the Lord Yahweh of the whole earth, man. All right. And our power, Yahweh Shai, is over all these people, man. Let's grab that. And their gods. It says, Psalms 96 and 4. For the Lord Yahweh is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai made the heavens. So our power made y'all gods, man. All right. And you got our people, 2/3 of our people worshiping that. But guess what? You heathens, except for Esau, Edom, man, they're going to be burned. Their whole nation's going to be burned up in the fire, according to Obadiah 1 and 18. But you other nations, hey, y'all ain't going to have the immortal lives. You're going to still die. You're not going to have the covenants, the new covenant. All right. But you will live in peace on the kingdom of earth. It's going to, because everything's going to be paradise, right? And then you're going to say this right here. Deuteronomy 4 and 7. For what nation is there so great who have Yahweh so nigh unto them? Because we're going to rule the world, the earth in righteousness, man. That's going to be the kingdom on earth as in heaven, like the Lord's Prayer say. All right, with Yahushua ruling and King David, man. And then the 12, the government. It says, who have God so near unto them, as the Lord Yahweh our power is in all things that we call upon him for. Okay, and what nation is so great to have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? Okay, so the nations are going to be very happy that we're ruling and not Esau Edom, because he rules in wickedness. They're Satan, the children of Satan. They rule. Their earth is ran adverse to righteousness. Okay. That lets you know this is Satan's kingdom. Watch this. Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are the authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. We know Esau, Edom is the wicked, according to Malachi 1 and 4. Job 9 and 24 tells you that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. All right. So, Yahushua is going to come and snatch all of these crowns. You heathens, you're going into captivity. Revelation 19 and 15. It says, and I'll start at 14. I'll start at 13. This is concerning Yahushua when he comes back, right? And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of Yahweh. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, starting with Michael, the archangel, right? Clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. Those lasers coming out of those chariots, which you people ignorantly call UFOs, right? That with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress and fierceness of the wrath of Almighty Yahweh. All right. And this links up with Isaiah 63, dyed garments from Basra, right? It says, and he have on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Lada lads. And I saw an angel standing in the sun. All right. And that's it. That's it. I want to get on that. And let's go to Revelation 2 and 2 for time's sake. I wanted to read that, but hey. This is Revelation 2 and 26. It says, and he that overcometh, which is the elect, that's all the Lord is coming back to save, the 144,000, along with the multitude, which is the elect. All right, Revelation 7. He that overcometh and keep my works unto the end, to him will I give to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessel of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. I will give him the morning star. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit say unto the churches. All right. So we're going to rule when the other nations go off, because they're still going to be able to sin. They're going to still have sin in their inward parts. All right. And we are not. We're going to judge them in righteousness, man. All right. They're going to get double the cup that we drink. Okay. And you nations, man, you're going to feel it from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. So Lord willing, it's edifying. Shalom.